Something weird or weirdly interesting just happened. OpenAI released GPT 4.1. So instead of going forward, like 4.6 or 5.0, they actually went backward. GPT 4.1 is not what anyone expected. So the question is, what is really going on here? And why does it matter for you and me? Hi, my name is Kevin, and this is not just another AI model release. This is the beginning of a new era for AI agents. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what GPT 4.1 really is, number two, what it changes for you and me, and number three, why this matters more than you might actually think. So OpenAI just dropped three new models. There's the GPT 4.1, the GPT 4.1 Mini, and GPT 4.1 Nano. They didn't explain much, but here's what we know. Number one, 4.1 is built to be better at three key things: coding, following instructions, and actually handling massive context. In fact, up to 1 million tokens. But here's the catch. You can't use it in ChatGPT. You can only use it through the API. So if I were to go to chat.openai.com here, you will see that there is no GPT 4.1 included, right? We have the GPT 4.0, 4.0 with schedule tasks, 4.5, 3 mini, etc. And we have the 4.0 mini and GPT 4.0, which is leaving on April 30. I love the word leaving over there. What this means is that if you are using ChatGPT Plus or the free version or the pro version, you don't get 4.1. But if you plug into the API, you actually do. And you don't need to be a coder to do this. In fact, let me just show you how to do this in NA10 or make.com, because these are the tools that will let you run this model without touching a line of code. And this means that suddenly anyone can build with this thing. And that is the first key unlock. So if we were to go here and I go to something like NA10, I can create a new workflow right here. And if I were to trigger this manually and add an OpenAI module, message a model, I can look at the list of models that are available here, right? And as you can see here, we get access to 4.1, 4.1, another version of that, the mini that was released on the 14th of April, the nano, and the nano released on the 14th of April. So what we can assume here is that this will eventually be updated with more model releases as time goes by. Now, you might be thinking, what does this all mean for me if I were to use this in the API? So let's actually break that down. So GPT 4.0, or GPT rather 4.1, is smarter than 4.0, right? In terms of its smarts, intelligence right here, it's smarter than 4.0. And it is not slower. So if we look at the latency, they are pretty much on the same level when it comes to how fast they are or how fast they respond back. So it's more intelligent and responds faster, or rather, let me rephrase. It's more intelligent and responds almost at the same time as GPT 4.0. So those are two good things. But there's also one other thing that is also important to consider. So it is 6 times cheaper. So if you were to spend $60 on 4.0, you'll only spend $10 for the same tasks within 4.1 mini. And I think that is pretty insane. So if we look at the costs right here, to end this, the GPT 4.1 model family offers exceptional performance at a lower cost. These models push performance forward at every point on the latency curve. So if we go back to the cost, that is a massive cost drop. And speed also matters, especially for real-time AI agents, where every millisecond counts. And we'll get to that in a second. So let me give you a quick demonstration here. Over here, I have 77 words, right? I'm going to keep pasting this over and over again. And as you look right here at the scroll bar, you'll see I'm in the way. So I'm going to keep pasting this, and you'll see this going up and getting smaller because I'm just literally pasting this all over and over again. So my Control V keys are literally pressed down all the way through. If I zoom out here, and I move myself back here, and I go to the top of this page, I now have 23,000 words, which is just a fraction of that 500,000 context window, right? There's a lot that you can do with these 1 million tokens, and I'm using 1 million tokens and 500k words because while it's not an exact calculation, it's not an exact equivalent, it is pretty much somewhere along those lines. So here I have 23,000 words, and if I had to scroll down all those words, as you can see, this is all of those 23,000 words. Now imagine if we had to quadruple that, so we get to around 100k words, and then multiply that by 5. So essentially we need to add 20 times the amount of words that we have here in order to reach the context window that this new model can handle. So that is a lot of words. So that is like feeding almost 3 to 4 full-length novels or the entire US text code, which, I mean, I'm not fully aware how long that is, but yeah, I would imagine that's a lot of very boring words. And even more, here's the mind-blowing thing. OpenAI tested it by hiding one sentence in these 500,000 words, right? And GPT 4.1 found the one sentence that was different without being told what to look for. And in my opinion, that's not just impressive. That is an AI that remembers, that captures, that compares, and that comprehends, which is the next step in this whole AI journey that we are going through. But let's now talk about the real world. You know that AI voice calling at the moment might not be the best use of AI because the robots that call you or that you call them and they answer, they do really feel super robotic. You answer the phone, there's that awkward pause. It's like you're meeting someone for the very first time. And then you get hi, 5-second delay. This is your AI agent, and you instantly hang up. But with GPT 4.1, that delay essentially disappears. So it processes your input faster, it understands messier language, and it follows instructions better. Meaning that voice agents get smarter, meaning that sales bots respond quicker, meaning that customer service feels human, and because it's cheaper, it also becomes much more scalable. So this is how to build AI agents that don't suck. And this is no longer a dream. It is now the new baseline with this 4.1 model. Now, let's just say that you're just writing with this model. You're a content creator, you're a content writer. With this model, you'll notice one thing immediately, that it understands you better, which means that there are less hallucinations. Even if you give it messy, vague type of prompts, and you hit enter, it will hallucinate less. So you'll now hear in some situations, sorry, I don't understand this, I'm not sure, or I don't know, stuff like, I don't know that answer, rather than getting the fake answers, the hallucinations that we have unfortunately come to get used to. So instead of these made up answers, these models don't just speak confidently, they speak with clarity. And I think that's also a super important point that not many are mentioning when it comes to this new AI model. And if we were to look back at the document here, we have a bunch of other information as well. So we have coding. So this is significantly better than GPT-4o at a variety of coding tasks, including solving coding tasks, front-end coding, making fewer extraneous edits, following the formats reliably, and ensuring consistent tool usage and more. So quite a lot of updates right there as well. You have a prompt there. You have some real-world examples as well with tools like Windsurf and Odo, following instructions. So there's a lot that you can follow along with this document as well. So I'll link this in the description of this video. So all this to say that OpenAI didn't roll this back because 4.1, or didn't roll this back to 4.1 because of a mistake. I think they are pacing the roadmap, because this isn't just about model names. It's about building the infrastructure for AI agents that within the short-term future will talk to customers, will read your contracts, will I don't know, process data more efficiently, and actually understand your intent better than before. And in my opinion, GPT 4.1, based on what we've seen in this document right here, is the foundation of all that. It's not the finish line, but it is the foundation. And if that sounds like the future, I think it is because it is. So if this video helped you understand what's actually going on with GPT 4.1, I would invite you to hit that like button, the subscribe button, or leave a comment with your thoughts, because I'm dropping more videos just like this over the next few days, over the next few weeks. There will be deep dives, no hype, full transparency, and I'd love you to have access to these videos as soon as I release them. So until next time, my name is Kevin, and what I would say is that the agent era, in my opinion, has just really begun. So I'll see you in the next video.